bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about comic books,
Costumes,
facts, boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, World's Finest Wednesday.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes, or more importantly, a World's Finest Wednesday edition of Bros, Foes, and Heroes. Coming to you either late Wednesday or on Thursday, or actually, on some of you, you're probably watching this weeks later, so it doesn't even matter what day it comes out on.
You know, here's something I learned a long time ago, Zach. Don't ever apologize. It doesn't matter. They'll listen when they listen.
That's true. Here, enjoy this. What
Just
is the
enjoy
World's Finest Wednesday issue of the show? Now, you might ask yourself, what does that mean? What's special about that? Well, usually here on Bros, Foes, and Heroes, each week we have shows on Monday and Wednesday. Monday is more of a longer form show, usually about an hour.
Long form content for you kids.
Exactly. Sometimes we dive into more serious stuff and more like actual good, decent comics. Sometimes though we don't. We do talk
Like
about
the
a bunch
Prussian
of,
War.
We do talk about a bunch of silly, serious stuff. Not silly, but serious stuff. This week we covered Wonder Woman and her origins and some of the first kind of adventures of Wonder Woman. Which
That was
kind of
good,
cool
but
to
there
see.
were lighthearted moments.
Exactly. It was interesting to see where parts of Wonder Woman came from, and then just
Like
to
her
see
ankles
the early
and her
adventures.
wrists.
We were so blown away by the fact. I think Mike was. He enjoyed that it was such a realistic conversation of when she dropped Steve Trevor off at the hospital, of the doctor being confused of why she was there.
Gotta go.
Yeah. Wait. Who are you? Why? Who is this? Like, you know.
Here's a man. Bye.
Yeah. But so we are going to stick
And
with
she flew away in her invisible jet just in the sky.
Exactly.
It was just like, there she went.
Transparent plane. Not invisible jet. Transparent plane.
Isn't it invisible? What?
It's
transparent?
It was called transparent plane in the beginning.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it wasn't invisible. It was just transparent.
Did you say that while we were doing the show and I just didn't pay attention?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
We've been doing this for over 3 years.
I
Mike, I'm used to it,
apologize
so.
to God, my country, and
And?
my parents.
No, me? Okay, fine.
Well, I said my country. You're included.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I mean, that's fair.
That is fair. So what we have today on the Wednesday episodes, we usually tend to focus on something from the Silver Age and something usually really goofy and really silly. And I came across a Batman annual last week. I talked about it a little bit, from 1961. I believe it's the very second Batman annual. Now what that is in the printing schedule, if they in the Bat manual, if you went and printed an issue every month, there's still the way the weeks fall, there comes a time for a 13th issue. And so what they did at the beginning for the 13th issue is they just collected older stories. So this is a collection that came from like a bunch of different, from 40s and 50s, just different stories that were all ridiculous, that we thought, hey, let's look at Batman in some of these different lights that they at one point in time heralded. Oh, look at all these great, crazy adventures. And they're just kind of, we covered Bat Ombre here recently, which was South American Batman. Last week on World's Finest Wednesday, we covered Batman Indian Chief, which was
a little rough. A little rough.
From that same annual, though, we had already talked about it.
We learned something from each one of these, though.
We do.
We now know that everyone in South America lives in the side of a mountain.
That's true. Or under a grotto.
Under a grotto.
That's what it was.
Right.
This abandoned farmhouse will now be your home.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what we have
and
today,
this boy that just happens to look exactly like Robin will live with you.
No, remember he told them that they didn't have enough men to be able to find one Batman, that they couldn't be wasted at finding time for a Robin.
That's true.
So it's like, we're just going to focus on Bat Ombre.
They just said F Robin.
They did. So this is the cover of that annual. So we've covered our Indian Chief story. Today we're going to cover Underseas Batman, but we do have When Batman Was Robin. Our Super Batman, Jungle Batman, and Lord of Batman are still all left.
Lord of Batman.
I kind of want to do Lord of Batman, but at some point in time, I'm going to cut in just so we don't get all Batmaned out. You know what I mean? But
I like the kilt.
Yeah, no, the kilt is very nice. I think he got it when he got the castle.
He's got a furry little flap on front of his kilt.
They all have
I don't know what those are called,
flaps. Furry flaps.
What do you think those are called? They're not called furry flaps.
Sorry, you want me to Google? No, furry flaps are a different
That's
thing.
a different thing.
That's a completely different thing.
This is a family-friendly
show. You got to get out of your
show.
costume somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I don't
those
know what
things
they're
are called. Frocks? No. What is a frock?
A frock is a dress.
Is it?
Yeah.
Here, let me go over here so it looks like I'm
Dress
looking at the
frock.
comic. Okay. Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Because
okay.
like a Fräulein wears a frock.
Oh, you throw a German down on me.
I got to represent my people at some point.
All right, fair enough. So, what we're covering today is the Underseas Batman there, which came from...
That's the Indian chief.
No, it came from the issue, the
Yeah.
same issue as the Indian Chief. So, Batman, let me go ahead. I did
Man
forget-
of the Bats. How lazy. That's such a lazy term.
But it's
Man of the Bats.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean a bunch of white middle-aged guys
Yes,
don't understand
yes,
Native
it's
American
very-
culture?
It's very
Shocker.
lazy. Man of the Bats.
And they don't put in the effort at all? Oh, well.
Guy who looks like a bat.
Man. So today's story from issue. Our story is from Batman Volume 1, issue 86.
Cool.
From September of 1954, the same issue we covered last
And
week.
that's the one that they cut this story out of and put it in the
the Bat Manual.
Got it.
Number 2.
Okay.
They cut 2 stories. They were like, man, we struck gold with this issue.
Oh boy, we did it.
We got Batman
look at
Indian
that.
Chief, and then we also have the Voyage of the First Batmarine.
Oh,
Now, our writers for this, Edmond Hamilton. Then our penciler is Dick Sprang. Inker
Yes, he
is
is.
Charles Paris, and our letterer for this comic is Pat.
it's just
Gordon.
hard to say Dick Sprang and not have some sort of reaction to it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm trying to see.
I mean, that's a sound it makes whenever you injure it. I got a Dick Sprang.
So here's what's interesting, though. I wanted to see if Dick had to do a lot of work if he sprang on this issue.
Sure.
But
All over
no.
it.
So because usually like Batman, this issue of Batman had 3 stories in the comic, right? So it was like 3, probably 10 to 11 page stories with rooms for ads in there, like a
Sure.
36-page comic.
Sure.
Is probably what you're looking at. Maybe a little less. Maybe one of them's 8, but you know. So there's 3 stories in there. The Voyage of the First Batmarine, Batman Indian Chief, both wound up in this Bat Manual. And then there's another story called The Joker's Winning Team, which is about the Joker and a baseball team, I think.
What do you think they threw away? Because there had to be a bunch of ideas on the table, right? And these are the 3 they chose.
I've always wondered about this. The one comment I was going to make, just so I don't forget, is that I wanted to see Sheldon Moldoff actually did pencils for 2 of these stories.
Yeah.
The inker, the penciler, and the letterer was same for the 2 of these 3 stories.
Okay.
So that means the same guys had to do most of this magazine.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting to me.
I like how Bob Kane's just in a little box down there. You see that?
Dude, have we
Bob?
not talked? Okay, story time.
Okay.
Kids, gather around for fun, interesting Bob Kane story time. I think I know we've talked about it before on the show, of how Bob Kane and Bill Finger created Batman.
Yeah.
Bob Kane, for the longest, was given sole credit, even though when he brought Bill Finger over, because he's like, hey, I'm working on this, I need some help, he had a guy in a bright red suit with a domino mask. And he goes, this is Batman. And Bill
Really?
Finger was like, let's work on this, buddy.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
And the 2 of them, I thought there's a really good... He had like mechanical bat arms that kind of came out from behind him.
He was more like Man-Bat.
Yeah, in a way. Well, Man-Bat like turns
But I mean,
into a
Man-Bat's
bat.
got the big...
No, he turns into a
Oh,
bat.
he does
Those are
turn
actual
into an
bat
actual
wings.
bat?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like a werewolf, but a bat?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's a werebat.
Batwolf.
But like it was like wings that came out from it, and it was Bill Finger's idea that was like, let's make it a cow, so it's like wings like a cape, and like so let's make him dark, like let's like Bill Finger did a lot for this, but
Like a bat, you know?
But he always signed Bob Kane always signed his name.
Yeah.
This is for the longest. He was making so much money, or just became so big, that he would hire ghost artists, right, Mike, to draw the entire comic.
Like dead guys?
Yeah. No, but he would get artists to draw the entire comic, and he would just sign his
Oh, wow.
his
No,
name
I didn't
down
know
there
that.
and turn it in.
Huh.
Nobody ever said anything. They still paid him for it.
That's cheating.
Dude, the
So-
amount of money he made off of
So that's the
other
fiver of
people's
the
work.
day.
Yeah, except you never got credit for it at all.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, at least with Fiverr, like you get cheap work, and then you're like, "Oh, hey, please at
I'm
least
not
like
giving 'em
credit
credit.
me." Well,
No.
so
Not for $5.
let's get into our story. I read it yesterday, Mike, and I slept, so there might be a chance that I don't fully remember everything that happened.
God almighty. Over the Voyage of the First Batmarine? I mean,
I
come on. That
know.
didn't just stick in your brain?
I mean, what? Robin starts the story. It's them looking up at the, you assume, the surface, and he's like, crime is running wild up there. Yet, if we come out of the water, we'll die.
Sure. Yeah.
Are you ready for the dumbest reason they can't come out of the water?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it might be a real reason, but it's just, well, you'll see.
Okay.
There's a big speech bubble of right next to Gotham City lies a world that is as alien and perilous as far off planet. It's the world under the sea. Why is Batman and them suck underneath there? You'll find out. Voyage of the
It's
First
the same
Batmarine.
damn thing everybody's got access to. It's not like it's weird or wonderful. It's the sea.
It is, but I guess the port of Gotham, it's saltwater there.
The port of Gotham.
I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah,
So,
I got you. Yeah.
one night, there's a barge that starts sinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
This barge is
Sure.
carrying nitroglycerin. A normal thing for a barge to
Don't
carry.
know how else you'd get it there.
So,
Can't put it on a train.
Robin and Batman are hanging out at Wayne Manor, just doing whatever Robin and Batman do.
Mm-hmm. It's probably a lot of just staring at the walls and stuff until something happens.
Oh, for sure. Just Robin just sitting there with Jax by himself, I think, just looking at the clock. He
Batman.
hears something. He's like, oh, is that the bats?
No,
Nope,
damn
just helicopter light. All right.
Okay.
He just goes back to it.
Batman reads the same newspaper over and over.
Yeah.
Never gets a new one.
Yeah. But finally, Robin does actually see the bat signal, and he tells him, hey, I see the bat signal, Bruce. It could be another one of those platinum robberies that we've been trying to stop.
Sure, the platinum
And
robberies.
Bruce goes, well, until we can catch Slant Stacy, because we got to be alliterative.
Slant Stacy and
Slant
Dick
Stacy.
Finger.
Dick,
Dick Sprang.
Dick Sprang.
Dick Sprang finger hole.
There's,
Whatever.
there's a Dick Finger.
Wait, you said what's his name?
Dick Sprang.
No,
is
what's the finger boy's name?
Bill Finger.
Bill Finger and Dick Sprang.
They've
And
worked together for sure
and
on multiple Batman comics.
Slanted Stacy.
No, Slant Stacy is
Okay.
the crook. And his platinum band and his platinum.
Oh, it's a
band-
he?
It is, and his platinum bandits.
Okay.
Anyway, they're gonna get into costume and they go to see Commissioner Gordon, and Commissioner Gordon's like, no, it's just these cans of
You're
nitro.
gonna get in a costume, you said.
Get into costume. But they show up and Commissioner Gordon tells them no guys, it's nothing about the platinum murders. See, this nitro just fell off this barge and I need you guys to go get it up out of the waterfront before it explodes. It's so volatile, no diver wants to go down there and retrieve it.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you guys to do it.
Sure.
And
Because
Batman
I really
goes,
don't like you guys.
and Batman goes, Robin and I have practiced deep sea diving. Get us a pair of diving suits and we'll go down.
Sure.
So-
yeah. When did you do that, Batman?
Well, and all that free time we have.
Yeah.
So they lower them down underneath the water. And when they get underneath there, it says for nearly an hour, Batman and Robin labor and away far beneath the surface. And then Batman's ordering him around, haul these cans up there. We've only got a few more to retrieve. And the phone, the communication from the ship comes in and goes, Batman, you're staying down there way too, in that pressure too long. You guys got to come up at once.
You're going to get the bins, the bat bins.
So you know about the bins?
Oh, is that really come up?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had
yeah,
no
yeah,
clue
yeah.
about the
I was
bins.
like, okay.
Okay, so I had no clue about the bins. We're about to talk about the bins.
Yeah, I knew about the bins.
Okay.
I saw a video the other night. The guy, I didn't realize that every time they go down, they have to get depressurized and stuff. Because, they were trying to get this guy out of his wetsuit so fast so that he could go get depressurized. Otherwise, the nitrogen levels in his blood rise too fast. Is all that in here?
Mike did homework.
I didn't
and
even know it. Yeah.
Kind of. All right, then Mike is going to be our bins expert
Wonderful.
coming up.
Wonderful.
Anyway, so they're warning him. Batman's like, no, we can't.
The
we
bins
got to.
killed my mother.
We have to make sure that these last cans are accounted for before they drift away.
Yeah.
And he's like, but you've stayed so long down there, you can't come up now or you'll die from the bins. That's what
I
he
don't
tells
think
him.
that's a thing, but yeah, I think you can still come up. You have to equalize the pressure is basically what
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
So it lets us know the bins.
You made me the expert here, so
the
I'm
bins, terrible physical collapse that strikes divers who rise to the surface too rapidly.
Yeah.
Does this doom the dynamic duo?
And I do believe it's nitrogen levels that rise in your blood.
Well, they are dealing with a lot of
I
nitrogen
think
down
that's
there
what it
too.
is. Yeah, but that's liquid nitrogen. That's a
true.
little different. I mean, it's not like they're drinking it to bring it up to the top.
So they tell him, you must stay undersea for 2 days now.
2 days?
And reduce,
What the fuck?
And reduce,
What changes?
And reduce the pressure gradually.
How
Say
freaking
it.
far are they down?
We're 15 minutes in. I think you're good to say
How
it.
fucking far are they down? I mean, jeez.
They're on. You can see, like, they're on this ship. Like, look, when they go down there.
Yeah, but I'm saying we have no idea. That could be like 20 feet down.
There is no way the port of Gotham is that deep.
No, it can't be.
It's a gateway to the sea, Gotham.
It's a gateway to the sea. You
Uh,
have to stay down there for 2 days.
For 2 days.
Shut up, Commissioner Gordon.
So they find a nearby salvage company, though, who's glad to help out Batman and lets them borrow their salvage
I'll
sub,
salvage your
their-
dead bodies.
their pocket sub, and they trick it out. And they trick it out, as Robin points out. They painted the bat emblem on it, and it's a regular Batmarine
So
now.
let me. Okay, so just real quick an aside.
Yeah.
We got these 2 guys that solve all the crimes in the city. They've been down in the ocean, like the depths of the ocean, where there's like those things, what are they, the fisher fish or whatever they're called, you know? They got those things down there, right? Mysteries of the deep. It's going to take 2 days. They have to come up 2 days gradually, and these mofos take the time to paint the bat symbol on the side of the sub before they bring it to them. So you got to paint it, you got to wait for it to dry, you probably have to lacquer it, and then they're going to take it down there. They just added like an entire day.
By the time they got it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they don't tell you, is that
They bring the
it's all
sub
day
in.
before it.
They bring the sub in, and they're like, boom. What was that? Oh, they're dead. Yeah, they just hit their floating bodies.
Oh man, I love that. No, it's like we only get to see a day of how they're down there because they spent a whole day waiting on the sub. Anyway, they
How do you
go
pass the freaking
and they
time?
wait. They don't say it; just says shortly inside. We'll reduce the air pressure in here slowly so that in a few days we can emerge again.
A few days now.
Well, isn't that 2? A few?
Well, no, I would think a few is 3.
Oh,
Couple is 2.
well, that's true.
Plus,
Well,
I'm thinking
I
if
thought
they're,
a bunch was 3.
I think a bunch is 6 or more.
So when you get a bunch of bananas, you always get a
You
half
always get
dozen.
6.
There's
Yeah.
no, I've gotten 5 for sure.
Well, you got a limited bunch.
I didn't mean to cut you off. What else were you
So
saying?
no. I cut you off all the time. But when they're when they're down there, like trying to pass the time, do you think it's like this? Just here's Robin. Fish. Oh, fish. Batman's like, yeah, Robin, another fish.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's Rob or Batman just sitting here just like reading through stuff, and he's
Yeah.
like shaking his head every
Yeah.
time he hears it.
Fish.
And then finally he's like, Batman, did you working, Robin? Working.
Fish.
No, but Robin does say,
Ooh, there's a crab.
what's bothering me though is that how will we fight crime from underwater? Slant Stacy's platinum bandits will be able to run wild now.
So Slant Stacy is called this because of his jacked up face. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I mean, is this Dick Tracy all of a
it
sudden?
is.
Okay.
It's 54 of Batman. Of course, it's Dick
All right.
Tracy.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
How
do we get Batman
That's the
villains?
least of my concerns at this point is Slant Stacy.
Sure. How do we get Batman villains? Just make fun of their deformities.
Sure.
kids.
Sure.
Be an asshole like Batman.
Yeah, there's Peg Leg Pete. He lost a leg in the war, Batman.
Exactly. Hey,
Jeez.
look at that guy who's deformed and waddles like a penguin. I'm gonna call you
That's
Penguin.
kind of true. I mean,
Batman's an asshole.
yeah,
Like,
he is kind of an
He
ass.
is like all he
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure in some cases, think about it. Probably the people of Gotham or the newspaper name these people.
Yeah.
But in other cases, it was Batman who named his own villains. You would think, of where he's like, Commissioner Gordon.
That's your Batman voice.
Commissioner Gordon.
I can't do it. Commissioner Gordon. I've caught the penguin. Oh, what do you call him? What do you call the penguin, Batman? Because he waddles like a penguin. That's a terrible Batman.
Sure. No, it was a great
No,
Batman.
it wasn't.
I mean,
But
think
he's
about
like,
all the alternate
"Tee."
universes. That could be one of the Batman.
They just
Yeah.
asshole Batman.
That's Matt Reeves' Batman.
Hear me out. All Batmans are assholes.
They are kind of.
except for Adam Reed.
They really kinda are.
Except for Adam West.
Adam West was kind of a dick too, though. Honestly, if you think about that
in
Batman,
person or on that Batman?
No, I'm thinking about like the things that he said. Like he would, like somebody would say something very obvious. He'd be like, well, that's a blah blah blah. I mean, he would very much repeat,
in a
like,
way.
I'm the smartest man in the room. Is the way he approached everything.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, I get that. Okay. Well then, yeah, all Batmans are dicks. Then.
Screw Batman.
Yeah,
God.
he's an anti-hero. Like, why does everybody love
He's
an asshole?
fine. I like Batman.
I do too.
Robin's a dick though.
No, I'm
Fish.
gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do before the end of the year? I'm gonna cover. We're gonna have a whole episode on an Aquaman story.
Great. Yeah. If you can work Robin in there too, that'd be great.
What if I could find a team up of Robin and Aquaman?
That would be the most useless story that
I
anybody's ever
noticed
written.
that too. Putting some shorts together from some of our previous episodes of your hatred of Robin too has been has been steady too.
I'm not
Robin
a big fan.
and Aquaman you hate.
Not a big fan, and Aquaman can. I mean, that.
Are you okay with him being Nightwing though? Are you fine when he's Nightwing?
I don't know much about Nightwing, so time will tell. Yeah.
Anyway, so Slants and his gang knows that Batman's going to be stuck underwater for a bit. So this is the time to run.
I'm going to say one more thing, and I'm sorry.
No.
But it does surprise me that the guy's not like Asian or something. You know what I mean? Like this time and what they're calling him and stuff.
No, you're right.
I mean, seriously,
You're
that's
right.
what I kind of assumed,
Some
and
of
maybe that's
those-
me being an asshole.
Yeah,
but
no, those Wonder Woman comics we covered just from like 12 years earlier.
they just pretended to be Indians, so it's not that far a stretch.
In this very same issue.
Yes.
In this very
Yes.
same issue.
Yes.
So you're right. It's not
good for them. He's just a Dick Tracy villain.
Yeah.
So
you know what I just realized though? They kind of what was the movie, the Michael C. Hall movie that Thomas C. Howell.
Oh, Soul Man? Is that
Yeah.
what we're talking? C. Thomas Howell?
C. Thomas Howell was
Yeah.
one of them. Sorry. They basically had that storyline in here,
Pretty much. Yeah.
except 30 years
And,
before.
well, the thing is, like, Soul Man's in the 80s, like late
So
80s.
sad.
And I do not know how C. Thomas Howell still has a career. Like, that should have just ended everything for him. Him, the director, anybody else who's in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
Is what that is. And I remember when it was in the theater, and your choice of movies at that time, I believe, and maybe somebody can correct me, somebody who doesn't listen.
Who doesn't listen?
Yeah. I think you had Soul Man or you could go see Mannequin. Either one of those. And they both suck ass.
And you taught me about Mannequin this week, too.
freaking
It
terrible.
was Kim Cattrall as a mannequin that came
Kim
to life.
Cattrall.
The mannequin does not look like Kim Cattrall.
Is she dead?
No, she's still alive.
You sure?
She just refuses to work with Sarah Jessica Parker.
She doesn't do any more sex. Well, I don't blame her. I don't like Sarah Jessica Parker either.
Oh, well.
I just saw a thing this morning. I forgot that Matthew Broderick killed two ladies.
Was it two ladies?
It was two
in
people.
the UK.
It was two people in the
Yeah.
UK. Oh, so they're not people if they're in the
No,
UK? Is that what
that's
you're
not
saying?
what Okay. Here's what we're doing. Somehow we started somewhere and we've gone way off track.
I get it. Okay. All right. Batman's underwater.
Batman's underwater.
He's got the freaking bends.
Slant Stacy's like, I'm going to use Batman being underwater to pull off these heists then now because I don't have to worry about Batman.
He's an opportunist.
So he tells him, though, like, Batman tells Robin, we figured Stacy's mob would try,
Stacey's
the art.
mom?
Yeah, Stacy's mob.
Oh.
But they do have it going on.
Well, that's what I've heard.
Stacy's mob.
You know what I
got
didn't?
It going ob.
One more thing. Sorry, and then I'll shut the
But
hell
Stacy's
up.
mob's got it going ob.
So, who is it that's performing here? Bowling for Soup.
Yep.
Is performing in our town in the next. I think it's Friday.
Yeah.
But I didn't know there was such a controversy about everybody thinks they sang Stacy's mom.
Yeah. Well, they made a whole release. Like, they covered it, and they released it. And I think the album is called We Covered It Since Everybody Thinks We Sang It Anyway.
Really?
Is like the name of the album.
So
yeah.
I got an interview for Sheridan to do with Bowling for Soup. And one of the questions I gave her was, ask them how they came up with Stacy's mom.
No, it's already been
I
a
didn't
whole
even
thing.
know this before I told her to do that.
Yeah. It's
but
a whole
yeah,
deal.
I didn't realize it was a whole thing. So she may get crucified. I don't know.
I asked her, and she's not going to ask, and she shouldn't ask because I told her not to, when they're going to do our theme song.
Why wouldn't you ever ask that?
Because why?
Let them do it.
Why would they?
Why wouldn't they?
Why would they?
Well, I'm saying that those are equal weight.
If we could get
Stacy's mom is a brofo and hero.
But could you not, dude? So we wouldn't have to worry about getting copy struck anymore, and it would be Bowling for Soup singing the
That'd be great.
Bros and Foes.
What I would like
that doesn't have their sound to it already.
It does. Either them or whoever did Stacy's mom. Was that Sum 41?
Fountains of Wayne.
Fountains of Wayne.
They were one-hit wonders.
No,
it was
Fountains of Wayne.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so weird. Hey, did you see the preview for the Pavement movie coming out?
Pavement movie?
You know who Pavement is?
No.
They were a band like late 90s band. They were like an MTV darling kind of band. And they were like super volatile. Like they broke up and it was like they thought they were artistes and all that stuff. But there's a whole movie coming out. A whole movie, not a half movie.
Oh, I'm
There's a
good.
whole
They're not
movie
making a
coming
half
out
movie about it.
that also has Jason
Mark.
Schwartzman and a couple other people in it, where it seems like they're playing the characters, but it's a documentary with footage. And I don't know, it's a weird kind of crossover. It looks really cool.
Okay.
I don't even care about Pavement, but I just thought it looked cool.
Well, I'll
Anyway.
have to check it out.
All right, Batman's underwater. Slant Stacy is taking advantage of this.
And maybe Bowling for Soup may or may not sing our theme song at some point in time.
He stole a bunch of soup, and then
Slant
what?
Stacy did, yes.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So he's like, we all knew that their mob might try to rob the art jewelry company. So, are their the platinum shipment to the art jewelry company.
Sure.
And it's due tonight, but also like the drain that the big drain tunnel connects to the Park Lake, which is right across from it.
Wait! How deep is this thing? If it's got a drain tunnel that connects to a lake in the park,
And as this big drain tunnel connects with the Park Lake to keep it from overflowing.
you're a big drain,
And
Batman.
so they drive the submarine into like the little pond across from where the shipment's coming in. And the gang sees him like pop up, and he like what do you call it when you come up to surface?
You surface.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, they surface.
he surfaces it like a dolphin, just like showing it, and he like shows the bat symbol on the side of the submarine and like goes down.
Oh, it's so
And they're like, "Oh shit, it's Batman! I just saw the bat emblem.
Oh,
It's a
no.
pocket." He's like, "It's a pocket sub." And somebody's like, "So what? Batman can't come out of there." Which here's what I want to know, by the way, Mike. They can't come up to the surface because of the bends, right? But
I'm assuming that the sub is pressurized, right?
even when it's at surface
well,
level,
I would think that I think probably the reason they're in the sub at this point is because it can change pressurization as it comes to the top. I'm not trying to apologize for what's going on in this comic because it's all stupid.
Anyway,
But maybe.
so they're like, we're gonna keep doing what we do, like this robbery we have planned.
I love how he's got the little scope that he
And
pulls down.
Yeah, and Robin says, "Torpedo tube loaded, Skipper, with that salvage net from the locker as you ordered." And he's like, "All right." And they shoot a net from the torpedo hole, and it scoops up some bad guys that way. And the other guys, they run away, and they hop on a little dinghy boat, or I don't know what to call it, the little red boat there. It's,
Yeah, I'd
you
say
know,
it's a dinghy. Yeah,
right. And they try to get away from
it's
Batman.
like the boat that Jaws ate.
It is.
Yeah.
They try to get away from Batman, but there's more nitroglycerin on this boat.
What? Why is there so much nitroglycerin floating
It
around?
was a problem in 1954. It really was.
Oversaturation of the nitroglycerin.
Oh, so much oversaturation of.
I think it's just
nitroglycerin.
oversaturation, and I think I added a z to it.
Oh, well, that could have been it too. I had to free up some space on the. Ooh. So they're dropping the.
Remember, I shoot a net out of my torpedo hole. I have to free up some space too.
Usually, well, the net kind of.
I was just looking for a reason to say shoot a net out of my torpedo hole.
No, I got one of those computer updates while we're recording. But they
Sure.
grab like the barrels.
Okay.
And like are tossing it behind them as they get away, because when it hits the sub, it explodes, and they're trying to like
Barrels
slow
of
them.
nitro.
Yeah, they're trying to slow down Batman.
It's a good thing nitroglycerin doesn't poison the water or anything.
Yeah, well, it does, but that's what living in Gotham's about.
Sure.
Right, at this
Living in
point,
Gotham's just a hellhole.
sucks.
It's just got to blow.
So they decide
Oh.
to stop. Batman says they're tracing us by listening to our engines. Like he cuts the engines off, and they stall, and they
The
just
sub
float.
engine?
Yeah. They're way on the surface. They can hear our sub engine way underwater.
How loud is a sub engine? It's got to be like very quiet
This
because
thing
it's a
is
sub.
This thing is so loud, man.
Here comes that damn sub again.
Oh, somebody left their baseball card and the tire spoke. That's what it was. So they cut off the engines and they decided to sit there and stall, and it lets the bad guys get away.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's okay. We'll make some preparations because then Robin's like, I bet you they're probably going to be headed towards, he goes, that they've driven us out to sea, and we figured that they'd tried the new platinum apparatus the Natural History Museum is exhibiting tomorrow. And Batman tells him, we've got that covered. We've got to cover that exhibition in case they try to strike there. Robin goes, but there's no water near the museum except in the tanks of the aquarium. And Batman's like, as Bruce Wayne, I'm a trustee of that museum, and I remember something about that may help us. But first, I want to make some preparations.
This may be the most leaps of faith that I've ever seen in a comic book.
I feel like you say this once a week.
No, I'm saying this is like one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing. Oh, well, there's a shoe. Well, since I grew up working in a shoe factory, I know that shoe is worn by a man with 1 foot. I mean, it's just what? Okay.
Kind of. So
Platinum apparatus is something you just said. So
Batman shows Robin what he's working on, and Robin's like, oh, it's like a pressurized suit, but with what you're doing to make it, there's not going to be room in there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'll explain later. I'm just showing you kind of what I'm doing here.
I do like the kind of the Batman underwater subsuit, though. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So we get to...
But they're in a fucking aquarium at this point. So, okay.
So, yeah, the bad guys are headed to the Natural History Museum to steal the platinum apparatus or whatever it is.
Platinum apparatus.
The dynamic duo, they get to the museum pumps where it pumps in the seawater for the aquarium tanks, and they take the pipe up. Mm-hmm. And Batman tells them, can you hear me, Robin? You must swim up into the branch in the intake pipe or we'll be sucked on into the pumps. Sorry.
They're going to be sucked on into pumps. Good God. Damn it, Batman. Calm down.
50s Batman was an experience.
50s Batman was nuts.
Oh, man. And Robin goes, yes, I hear you fine. On our belt radio. I'll be right behind you.
What the fuck are we reading? Oh, my God. This is insane.
So, squeezing up through the great pipes, the duo reaches the marble aquarium hall.
You don't have to make jokes about this one. You just read it.
In the basement of the Great Museum. And so, Batman and Robin are in the aquarium there.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, the
Batman fish.
The callback from when they're in the sub.
Well, now he's in a freaking aquarium and he goes, oh, fish. Like, Robin, I get it. There's fish in the water. Sure.
Oh, man. So he goes, the platinum apparatus is in the next exhibit hall. If they try for it, they'll have to come through here. So, like, I guess he thinks they'll be able to, I don't know, lure them in the fish tank.
I guess. They just start tapping on the glass.
Yeah. And he's like, wow, in this tank, I feel like I'm in part of the exhibit himself. And he's like, oh, octopus, watch out. Like Robin's trying to get away from the octopus.
See? That is not that far from what I said about fish.
And Batman goes, yeah, Robin goes, brr, an octopus is a fine roommate. Get away from me.
Stupid Robin. He's so stupid.
And Batman goes, don't frighten it, Robin. You know how even a small octopus defends itself.
Yeah, you don't want to ever frighten it. You don't want to wake up a sleeping person, and you don't want to frighten an octopus.
He goes, now crouch down. Somebody's coming.
Sure. Crouch down behind that octopus.
And so they come in, and he goes, while the others are at the end of the line, he goes, I thought I saw someone in one of those big tanks over there.
You know what it is? Like, he says, crouch down. Somebody's coming. And Robin gets behind this, there's a treasure chest, and he gets down behind it, but he keeps opening and closing, and he has to, he has to keep hiding.
Well, that explains. That explains why. And he goes, I thought I saw somebody over in one of those big tanks. And he's like, you're nervous about the water now? Okay, fine. Well, look, let's go see if Batman's over there, guys. Come on. And Batman's like, oh, we need a diversion. So he he scares the octopus on purpose.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And it inks up so much that you can't see into the aquarium at all.
You sure that he scared him?
And the yeah, that or he murdered him. Well, he goes,
Fingered
that's
an
all you
octopus.
saw, an octopus, and it's more scared than you are. Like it's covered everything up. Come on, let's go.
Sure.
So,
But they can see.
but yeah, they can see in
Okay.
all this.
Sure.
But Batman realizes, all right, our plan isn't working like I wanted it to. We got to act fast, Robin. I'm going to go back and open up the main valve. And so what he does is they turn on the water until it overflows out of the exhibits into the aquarium there. You see where it's overflowing out of the exhibits?
don't mind all the dinosaur skeletons and shit that's sitting around. Just go ahead and flood the place.
Yep. And so they're like, oh, it's Batman somewhere. He's flooding the hall so he can get to us. Like, we got to get out of here fast.
Ugh.
But then it says, as the alarmed crooks flee, Batman closes the giant valve. And he goes, the water will drain away without harming the marble hall, but we didn't get a chance to grab them. That's what it says.
The Marble Hall?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Again, leaps of faith, right? It's just like, don't worry about it, kids. The water will drain. The hall's made out of marble. Can't rust. Everything's fine.
Well, here it comes down now to the final part of our story.
Okay.
So Slant, Stacy, they're all like, dude, Batman's still, he's been underwater, and he's still thwarting all your plans. And Slant's like, it doesn't matter. This last gig, no way Batman's going to get to us.
Sure.
I got this.
Yeah.
So they get up in a helicopter. They fly up to the top of a bank, the
Slant,
Platinum Corporation is where they go, because they're all about platinum robberies.
Sure,
right?
and the manufacturers of this platinum
Yep.
apparatus.
And so what they do is they make sure that the elevator cables have been cut, that the stairs have been completely like collapsed upon itself. Like nobody can get up there to
They
them.
MC Eschered the stairs.
They did. Nobody can get up there to them unless you're by helicopter on the pad. And people are watching the pad.
Sure.
So they're like, nobody can get here to us. And so Robin's kind of telling him, like, wait, Batman, though, like through the periscope, like I can see the bat signal. And he's like, they're flashing a message in police code.
So they went back to the submarine?
Yeah, they went back to the submarine. Well, they can't come up for 2 days because of the bins.
Okay. Sure.
You don't want the bins.
Yeah, I get it.
So they're watching,
whatever.
and they're flashing. That means somebody at the police station is just flipping the bat signal on and off.
Mm-hmm.
They're flashing police code, whatever that is. I thought that was numbers.
I thought that was like Morse code. Is that what they're talking about?
They're talking about Morse.
Code. Sorry, not
Morse.
Morris.
Yeah, no, they're talking about Morse code. But I thought police code would be like, like
yeah, like a 1089 or whatever.
Not this. But apparently the police code, according to Robin,
Watch out, they're flashing it in binary.
says bandits blasting Platinum Corporation. Safe stairs and elevators blocked. And like, he figures that he can't stop us. Batman tells him, he goes, we can't get up there to stop him, but I must answer that call. And Robin's like, Batman, no. If you leave the sub, it's death for you. You know that. And Batman goes, yes, I know. I have no choice. So, moments later, from the torpedo tube
Batman
of
is
the
Christ all
Batmarine,
of a sudden. He's going to go and save everyone.
hurls a grim figure. And you see Batman get shot out of like the torpedo tube there. And then Batman skates through the city, and he just scales the outside of the wall.
I'm sorry. You just said a phrase that I've never heard. Batman skates through the city.
Well,
He has skates?
But look how he's drawn. It looks like he's
He
skating.
does kind of look like he's skating. Yeah.
And Batman ascends the side of the tower, gets up, and takes care of all the thugs on the helicopter pad. He's taking care of everything really
What happened
easily.
to the bins?
He doesn't care about the bins. He's got
Right,
to
but I
answer
mean,
that call.
It's not like it's not like you can turn it on or off.
Yeah, it is, Mike.
Screw it. I'm not having the bins.
Yeah, it is. Are you ready to see?
All right. Yeah, I want to see it.
And just
there he goes.
Oh no.
He
No.
just fell face first.
Hold on. I'm missing a page.
Oh,
no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Okay.
There he is.
Yeah, and just as the police arrived,
Just
he
falls
collapsed.
face first.
The end of Batman. And Slant's like, it's worth it going to prison just to see you die.
Yeah, you bitch.
And they go to resuscitate him, and the cop rips open his outfit, and he goes, I'll open this up, and wait a minute, this isn't Batman. It's a radio-controlled metal robot.
What the fuck?
Batman tricked me. He put his own costume on the robot and directed it by radio without leaving the Batmarine.
Somewhere there's a naked Batman just giggling. He's like, oh, that's fantastic.
While inside the amazing sub, yes, I was sure Stacy would try a platinum raid where there were no water. Excuse me.
But he's still got his suit on.
Yeah, hold on. Yes, I was sure Stacy would try a platinum raid where there was no water. So I used the sub's equipment and my spare costume to build that radio controlled robot for just an emergency.
Okay, hang on 1 second. I'm sorry. I know you're trying to get to the end here. But he was underwater.
Yeah.
And he took a spare costume with him because it's not like there was one on the sub. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it had to be on his person.
Oof.
So where do you
they give Adam West a hard time because he pulled out the shark repellent, right, in the movie.
Yeah.
This is
6 years
worse.
6 years before the TV show. Hold on. Let me do this.
Yeah, this is worse, honestly. Well, I always carry a spare costume with me, Robin. You know how it be. Yeah, Batman fish.
Yeah, sometimes it do be like that. I want to say it was like 60.
63?
66 to 68.
Oh.
So this was 12 years before that.
Wow. Yeah, see, this is they got nothing on them.
Well, you know why we kind of talked about this a little bit on Monday. You know why we get more stories like this is because of Frederick Wortham and Seduction of the Innocents and the Senate hearing about how comics were rotting in America's brain.
Right.
So you got a bunch of sillier shit like this.
Well, it's also like down at the bottom of this page, you see the Superman on television thing. And the Superman show on television, it was dumb also, right?
Yeah, but this is...
But I think they were trying to appeal to kids.
54, that's the George Reeves one, isn't it?
I would think so, yeah. Like the black and white one.
Yeah, Adventures of Superman aired from 52 to 58.
Did you know that George Reeves murdered 6 hobos?
No, he didn't. He was accused of killing that one person.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that either.
No, I'm sorry. No, not of killing. He was accused of being murdered. It was first believed that it was suicide, but it turned out that they named it murder after that.
They named it murder.
His death by gunshot at age 45 remains controversial. The official finding was suicide, but some believe that he was murdered or the victim of an accidental shooting.
Very ironic that the dude that played Superman got shot.
I think it also involved maybe like there's a picture of that. Man, can I... Here, I wish I could save this image just so we can see, because this is great.
What, a dead George Reeves? That's what you're going to show me?
Oh, my goodness. No, Mike. Let me do this as an overlay. Anyway, so, yeah, let me finish this story, and then I'll bring up about the TV show.
Batbot's dead.
So, while inside the Amazing Sub, yes, I was sure Stacy would try a platinum raid where there was no water. So I used the submarine's equipment and my spare costume to build that radio-controlled robot for just such an emergency. And Robin says, I nearly had heart failure until I realized what you meant to do. And some days later, when the duo safely emerges from the Batmarine, there's people cheering out there, oh, Batman, your submarine war against crime is so famous now. We wondered if you two would do some diving feats for our water carnival. And Robin goes, no, not that. I never want to go underwater again.
Holy shit.
The end.
Diving feats for a water carnival.
Yeah, so there we go. That is our story.
That is maybe the silliest story we've ever read. It's pretty close.
The silliest story we've ever read?
I think it's pretty damn close. I carry a spare suit with me. Oh, let me... Where the hell did the robot come from? Also.
There is
look
George
at that.
Reeves. This is from 51.
Yeah.
So it kind of would have looked like this. This is a movie, though. Superman and the Mole Men.
Yeah.
But yeah, George Reeves is there as Superman. And that's honestly kind of how Corn Sweat looks as... that's not how you say his last name. How do you say his last name? Corn
syrup.
No, I apologize. That's how kind of the new Superman looks, too. But
Somebody
there we go.
Somebody should have flattened out Superman's pants there. Did you see that? He's got wrinkles in his pants.
Oh, I thought you were talking about his bulge. You like to talk a bunch about
No.
super pain. Anyway, so there you go. That is the first voyage of the
Firing nets out of
Batmarine.
his torpedo hole.
Bum, bum, ba-dum. Wow. Thank
that was
you
great.
guys, as always, for taking the time out to get through at least like 45 minutes of this with us. I can't believe you did that.
Is that how
but
long we've
thank
been
you.
going?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, we're good. We're
Well, I'm
wrapping up.
saying it's usually my fault because I do interrupt you a lot. I'm sorry.
Man.
These are like
These are supposed to be
12-page
shorter. And,
stories
yeah,
or
but
whatever,
we have fun. And if you made it through this, you deserve a gold star. We are Mike.
send a self-addressed stamp.
I'm telling you, I'm
to-
working on. I'm gonna figure out for us to be able to do just like single, like made to order T-shirts of where the ideas we have. Like I'm gonna get one of them made, and you
I
can
love
just wear
those.
these shirts on the show,
I'd wear one.
and they'll be ours anyway. Do you have a particular like if I get you a golly and a hot dog?
Yeah, that's probably
and
the one I
rock
would
and
want,
roll
yeah.
and spaceship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the one I'd want.
Well, or
Well, if you'll remind me,
Tim,
I'll
Tim
try
Batman Scissor Feet. You
Tim
know?
Batman Scissor Feet. Sure. I like that too.
I have a short that I made out of how much we love Kool-Aid that I played for you. That I'm
Kool-Aid's
going.
nice too.
I'm going to play it. Like here, I'm going to put it out there as a short. We'll see. Maybe Kool-Aid will have me take it down, or maybe that's how we get a deal from Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to email them too and just tell them
You should.
that we want them to be like.
The
Is it
Kool-Aid
okay?
Corporation at gmail.com.
I'm going to do that right now after we get off. So while I do that, thank you guys for taking the time out to listen as always. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it so very much. Taking the time out to watch, listen, comment, all of that.
I'm going to
Thank you
ask
guys.
all of our fans one question, though.
Yes.
Can you believe they ever had root beer flavored Kool-Aid? I mean, that's a weird flavor, right?
That is true.
I mean, because root beer is root beer and Kool-Aid's Kool-Aid. You know?
Yeah, but
It's not like they have Coca-Cola flavored Kool-Aid.
I wonder if they still
Somebody's
make
going to pop
it.
that out now.
I wonder if they still make it. If I can find it and they still make it, will you try some root beer flavored
Oh,
Kool-Aid?
hell yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll ask Kool-Aid about if they can bring it back for us.
Yeah, I like Szechuan sauce.
Yeah,
See, tied it all together.
It'll be Bros, Foes, and Heroes root beer flavored Kool-Aid, dude. Remember when Push was gonna make a soda that was gonna be what was it? It was banana. It was
Oh,
banana
yeah, Push.
soda.
I forgot about Push.
They still sell Push. I haven't bought it. So
It's like 4,000 calories a bottle.
well, because it's
or
80
something.
grams of sugar.
Yeah, it's a lot of sugar in one freaking
Push. It's a kick in the mouth.
Push. It's a cook in the air.
Yeah, but we had Broberry. That's what it was. It was Broberry, but it was Broberry banana.
Well, this would be Root
Yeah.
Bros, Foes, and Heroes.
Root Bros.
Yeah.
Root Bros beer.
No, it's too many.
Anyway, thank you guys for everything. Make sure to check out all the other great podcasts on the Rogue Media family of podcasts.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
Ooh, nice.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, you guys. And until next time, you know what? Stay safe, everybody.
Hey, GollyCon.
Pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.